How's it going, everybody? It's the Keenest Fox series, and my channel where I talk about anime, video games, and cartoons, most notably Sonic and Ninja Turtles. And today, if you clicked on the video, you know what I'm going to be talking about, and it's about a video about your girl, Amy Rose. But more specifically, I'm going to talk about Boom Amy, actually. Yep. Now, normally I don't really talk about Sonic Boom too often, or not. Like, I haven't talked about it too much on my channel. I mainly talk about, of course, Sonic X, and Sonic X is my preferences and stuff, and I think it's honestly probably the most accurate depiction of the Sonic like games and stuff in terms of like animation and stuff to this day. Second to that, I would say is Sonic Prime, but Sonic Boom, in my opinion, is like my third favorite Sonic cartoon and stuff. I actually think it's a pretty good series, at least for the TV series. That is, but yeah. But I wanted to talk about Amy Rose and stuff. Because I really think that she's a pretty cool character and stuff, and I think Boom Amy definitely made Amy a pretty likable character. So I'm going to explain more about that in this video. Alright, so let me share with you my thoughts about Sonic Boom in the series and stuff, whether it be the games, the comics, or the show. Sonic Boom was released in the middle of the Colors era from the Sonic Lost World to Sonic Forces in 2014. Around this time, I was 15 in high school, and since I didn't have like a Wii U, I kind of bought the counterpart, Rise of Lyric, which is Shattered Crystal for the 3DS. I actually remember the backlash for the redesigns of the characters, mostly with Sonic and Knuckles, especially like Sonic being like 4 feet tall. I think Knuckles was like at least 5 feet or so, and he was, of course, Knuckles is muscular, and Sonic Boom, we all know that. This is like kind of the first time they officially depicted Sonic with blue arms, and it wasn't an animation error or anything. And a lot of people didn't like the sports tape look. But personally myself, I was like, I think I could probably grow used to it, except for maybe Knuckles' design. But anyways, Tails and Amy's designs were actually all right. But I actually have to say, like, Tails probably had the best design, and I think this would probably be a good look with Tails going forward and stuff. There's actually a future version of Tails from the Archie comics and stuff, so it could have probably been inspired based off of that. But anyways, but yeah, I think that's actually a better look for Tails. Makes him look a lot more older and mature. But that's just my opinion. And on top of that, Sonic Boom was probably actually the first actual like Sonic series that actually like normalized the fact that like Sonic had blue arms and like different stuff. Like, of course, this later on bled into the movies and stuff, where Sonic had blue arms in there, and that was probably the last thing that people really complained about before the whole redesign. And people loved that redesign, of course. So yeah. So right out the gate, the redesigns kind of had a bit of a controversy and stuff, and it kind of didn't help the fact that the spin-off games weren't exactly that good and stuff. Especially looking back, I remember playing Shattered Crystal. I still haven't played Rise of Lyric yet, so I can't say if it is the worst Sonic game from in my opinion. But based off what I'm hearing, a lot of people really don't like it. So I don't know, but maybe someday I'll try it out. But Shattered Crystal though, it was a meh kind of game. It's easy to beat, so it wasn't really all that. Anyways, I would say I would put it between a C or D, in my opinion. And then the same thing for Fire and Ice, which is pretty much like the same thing. But yeah, but that's what I think about the games and stuff. Yeah, but I gotta say the TV series is easily the best thing about the series. It's kind of unfortunate though they kind of turned it down. The lore, the serious tone in favor of sitcom. I think they could have really done something in season two. Like they could have like brought in a lot of the ideas from the games, like Lyric the Ancient and stuff. I think honestly, Lyric could have actually had some kind of redemption or something if he came back in like season two of Sonic Boom. But that's just my opinion or something. The crystals and stuff, that was also something that never really got explored outside of the games and stuff. Or well, and it was brought up I think once in the comics, but yeah. The ancients and stuff, they never really touched on that history outside of like the games as well. So yeah, that kind of also sucked. But these things I really think that they could have been salvaged for the show. But anyway, speaking about the show, it doesn't really do Knuckles or Shadow any justice or any favors, since they kind of dumbed down Knuckles and stuff by a lot, and they really underutilized Shadow as a character. But cons aside, I actually like the meta humor, the supporting characters, and the character interactions and stuff. The episodes are generally formulaic, always resulting in some battle against Dr. Eggman and stuff and his badniks, and the same limited locations and stuff. The comedy is up there, in my opinion, with it's more in line with like Crash Bandicoot, since I believe the same developers had previously worked on it. Also, the episodes are normally 11 minutes long, but it does tell a pretty good self-contained story about Team Boom's misadventures and stuff. So if you like a slice of life and parodies and stuff, I think people will actually like this show and its criteria. All right, so before I start talking about Amy from Sonic Boom, I'm actually going to talk about Amy's entire purpose and role throughout the Sonic series up until Sonic Boom and stuff. So here we go. Amy's first debut was inside Sonic CD 1993, and her earliest appearance was in 1992 in the Sonic manga. Amy serves as the female lead in the damsel stereotype back then, since the classic era kind of lacks such a character. Much like Chun-Li from Street Fighter, Amy is the female lead of the Sonic series. Since Amy lacked a fighting ability, she was pretty much often kidnapped by Dr. Eggman and Metal Sonic, and in spin-off games she depended on like items and vehicles to make up for her strength and speed. Eventually, the writing and gameplay style evolved over time for her character. By the time in Sonic Adventures 1, where she's a speed type and has independence of her own. After Sonic Heroes, in my opinion, Amy is treated like comic relief during the mid 2000s, with a few exceptions like Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 06, and Sonic Unleashed. I think portraying her as a loudmouth and annoying, jealous, possessive, and short tempered really hurt her character. Even to this day, some people want her to remain unlikable and obnoxious because they think it makes her more interesting. Of course, I disagree with this linear take on her. I think the 2010s, especially Sonic Boom, redeemed Amy's character and reputation, and this portrayal has influenced her game, cartoon, and comic book counterparts going onwards for the better. Nowadays, Amy is utilized as the third member of Sonic and Tails' trio, just whenever Knuckles isn't around. So yeah, I think yeah, Amy's definitely well written and stuff going onwards. All right, so I'm going to talk about Boom Amy and stuff, and how I pretty much would summarize her character. So here we go. Amy is one of Sonic's closest friends, like Tails, Knuckles, and Sticks. Amy is talented in many things such as anarchology, reading, cooking, ethics, managing, law practicing, and juggling. Amy is dependable when it comes to fights, legal advice, having home cooked meals, or just traditional research. Amy has an interest in tabletop games like Fuzzy Puppies, painting, writing, and counseling as well. As a character, she prides herself as a delicate girl, but gets undelicate when this isn't acknowledged or is denied this characteristic. She's very open, supportive, feminine, and the voice of reason among her friends. She can be a bit imposing on others sometimes, like Knuckles' ignorance or how Sticks keeps her barrel, but she generally does get along well with her friends, of course. Amy has given Tails advice about talking to girls he likes and finds them adorable in a little brother sense. Knuckles may test Amy's patience, being pretty, slow sometimes, and of course, this kind of leads to like arguments and stuff like that. But she is ready to defend him whenever someone's taking advantage of him. Amy is pretty close with Sticks, being her best friend. Amy kind of learns from Sticks' like wild lifestyle and her survival instincts, whereas Sticks learns from like Amy's civilness. Amy also helps Sticks reclaim the deed to the village, which legally does belong to Sticks, and Sticks named the village after her out of the sake of their friendship and stuff. So that was pretty nice. I actually like that episode. And of course, her most notable relationship is with Sonic. Of course, the two aren't a couple, but it is pretty obvious that they both have a crush on one another. They both get jealous whenever the other expresses interest in someone else. They also seem to act kind of awkward whenever the subject is brought up as well. But as good friends, they spend quality time together, like fighting Eggman, going to the movies, and having picnics, or playing volleyball, etc. Alright, so before I end the video, I wanted to talk about Boom Amy's influence and stuff. So, Boom Amy is probably the most well received version of the character to date, and has had the most positive influence on the character going onwards. In the games, she has a healthy relationship with Sonic, and she's selfless enough to help out the Cocos find peace in Sonic Frontiers. In the comics, she's the former leader of the Restoration and one of Sonic and Tails' traveling companions. In Sonic Prime, she has 4 different versions of herself, like Rusty Rose, the Egg Council's toughest enforcer and cyborg, Thorn Rose, a preserver of plant life, who is probably the most powerful version of Amy, in my opinion. Black Rose is one of Dread's the loyal pirates, and her base self, who cherishes the moments that she has with her friends. I think these newer takes are objectively a better characterization of hers. Not to say that there wasn't any kind of charm that she might have had in, so like, besides Sonic X or in the 2000s and stuff, but I kind of think that this is definitely a more better take and stuff, and a more mature like in better angle in my opinion. But yeah. But tell me what you guys think down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is Keenan's Fox, and I'm out. Peace.
Oh. Yeah! Hey, Amy. Looks like springtime's come early.
Thanks to you and Tails.
Well, I would have wrapped this up sooner, but, what are you gonna do?
You know, after a day like today, I can enjoy a nap on some fresh green grass.